Hello everyone, this is BSc third year lecture, that is linear algebra. Yesterday we have discussed about the number of linearly independent solutions of a system of m linear equations in n unknowns. So if the system of linear equations Ax is equal to 0, that is the homogeneous system. A is m cross n and x is n cross 1. Then this system has n minus r linearly independent solutions, where r is the dimension of the subspace formed by, or the r is the dimension of the subspace formed by the coefficients of the equations, m equations, and n is the number of unknowns or number of variables. So note 1, if we have a system of m linear equations in n unknowns, a11 x1 plus a12 x2 dot 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 plus a1n xn is nothing but 0. This is the first equation. Then a21 x1 plus a22 x2 dot 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 plus a2n xn is nothing but 0. Then and so on, am1 x1 plus am2 x2 dot 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 plus amn xn is nothing but 0. So these are the total m equations and n unknowns x1 x2 dot 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 xn. These are n unknowns. Also we can write this system of linear homogeneous equation in the form Ax is equal to 0, where a is nothing, a is a coefficient matrix, a11 a12 a1n, a21 a22 a2n, and am1 am2 am n. So this is a m cross n matrix, where number of rows m number of rows, which are the number of equations in the homogeneous system, and there are n columns which represents the number of unknowns, and x is the n cross 1 matrix, x1 x2 dot 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 xn. This is n cross 1 matrix. So we can write every system of linear equations in the form Ax is equal to 0. So you know about the rank of the matrix. When this system has a unique solution, when this system has a infinite number of solutions. So if rank of A is equal to n, then the system has unique solution, which is trivial solution and which is zero solution. So if rank of A is equal to n, that is the rank of this matrix is number of unknowns is equal to number of unknowns, then this system has unique solution. Then Ax is equal to 0 has unique solution. That is the solution 0 0 0. This solution is also called as trivial solution. This solution is called as trivial solution. Second point, if rank of A which is less than n, that is the rank of the coefficient matrix is less than the number of unknowns, then the system has infinite number of solutions. So this is part about the system of homogeneous equation, which is very important. Keep in mind. Then I am going to discuss one corollary. depends on the things we have discussed. Corollary. If the system of homogeneous linear equations, corollary, if the system of homogeneous linear equations these are the m homogeneous linear equations in n unknowns, where Aij belongs to field F, is of rank R, then there are n minus r linearly independent solution. Then there are n minus r linearly independent solutions in Fn. So keep in mind this. If the system of homogeneous linear equations, that is the given system, which contains m linear equations in n variables, where Aij belongs to field F, that is the coefficients of x1, x2, xn belongs to field F, is of rank R. Rank of the system is R, means the rank of the coefficient matrix is R. Then there are exactly n minus r linearly independent solutions in Fn. n minus r, where n is the number of unknowns, r is the rank of the coefficient matrix. Then there are n minus r linearly independent solutions in Fn. Now, depends on this, there is one corollary. If n is greater than m, that is number of unknowns is greater than number of equations if number of unknowns is greater than number of equations, then there is a solution. Then there is a solution of the system where not all xi's are 0. So corollary, if n is greater than m, n means number of unknowns, m means number of equations, then number of equations is less than number of unknowns, then there is a solution x1, x2, xn where not all xi's are 0, which says that there must exist at least one solution which is non-trivial, means which is not a 0 solution. That is, there exists at least one solution x1, x2, xn such that not all xi's are 0. So we know that if Ax is equal to 0 is our system of linear equations where m rows n columns, n rows 1 columns and m rows 1 column. So we can say that also we know that the rank of the matrix A is less than or equal to minimum of m comma n. Rank of A is less than or equal to minimum of m comma n. Also rank of A is less than or equal to minimum of m comma n, and it is given that n is greater than m. So from this we can write rank of A is less than or equal to m and m is less than n. From this we can say that this system has infinite number of solutions. If the system has infinite number of solutions, then there exists at least one solution x1 x2 dot 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 xn such that not all xi's are 0. So this is the proof of the corollary. Now I am going to introduce now some new concept, inner product space. Inner product space. Inner product space, IPS. This is very important part of the linear algebra. Inner product space definition. If V is a vector space over a field F, if V is a vector space over a field F and u comma v belongs to V, then there is defined an element u comma v belongs to V which satisfies following condition, which satisfies following conditions. First condition, u comma v is nothing but bar of v comma u. Second condition, u comma u is greater than or equal to 0 and u comma u is equal to 0 if and only if u equal to 0. Third condition, alpha u plus beta v, alpha u plus beta v comma w is equal to alpha u comma w plus beta v comma w. For all alpha beta belongs to field F and for all u v w belongs to the vector space V, then the vector space satisfying these three conditions is called an inner product space. Now understand the definition of the inner product space. So first understand the definition of the inner product space. If V is a vector space over a field F and U comma V are any elements of the vector space V, then there is defined an element, that is the tuple in bracket U comma V belongs to V, which satisfies the following condition. The first condition is U comma V is equal to VU bar. Second condition, U comma U is greater than or equal to 0 and it is equal to 0 if and only if U is equal to 0. Third condition, linearity property. Alpha U plus beta V comma W, then alpha goes outside and in bracket U comma W, plus as it is beta goes outside and the in bracket V comma W. This happens for all alpha, beta, gamma, whatever belongs to field F, and for all U, V, W belongs to the vector space V. If the vector space satisfying these three conditions, then we call the vector space as a inner product space. Now depends on this, I am going to solve one condition. So if V is a vector space, V is an inner product space over a field F, if V is inner product space over F, then we know that alpha U plus beta V comma W is nothing but W comma alpha U plus beta V bar. We can use the condition, first condition. If U comma V belongs to the field F, then alpha U plus beta V belongs to field F, belongs to the vector space V. Then we can write this using first condition because our V is a inner product space. Now we can write it as a Now I am going to solve this. Sorry, there is some mistake is there. Let W comma alpha U plus beta V can be written as alpha U plus beta V comma W bar. So we can write this as using point 1 of the inner product space. So we can write like this. Now we can expand this using the third condition, alpha UW plus beta VW and bar as it is. Now we can give bar separately to each element. So alpha UW bar plus beta VW bar. Now alpha bar UW bar plus beta bar VW bar. Now alpha bar VW bar is nothing but WU plus beta bar as it is, and VW bar is nothing but using one WV. So for this, if we see this element, then we can directly write this is nothing but alpha bar goes outside, and then the inner product of W and U plus beta bar goes outside, and the inner product of W and V. So this keep in mind. That is W comma alpha U plus beta V is nothing but alpha bar inner product of W comma U plus beta bar inner product of W comma V. W comma V. We proved using the three conditions of inner product space. So keep in mind this. Now I am going to discuss one example of inner product space. One example. A vector space, to become an inner product space, it must satisfy three conditions. So first condition is UV is equal to VU bar. Second condition is UU, inner product of U comma U is greater than or equal to 0, and it is equal to 0 if and only if U is equal to 0. Third condition, linearity property. Alpha U plus beta V comma W is nothing but alpha UW plus beta VW. Now exercise 1, exercise 4.4.1, example 4.4.1, which is in Fn, we know that Fn is a field and it is also a vector space. Define an element of Fn. U is nothing but alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha n. V beta 1, beta 2, beta n, and W gamma 1, gamma 2, gamma n. So these are the elements, and the inner product is defined as inner product of U comma V is alpha 1 beta 1 bar plus alpha 2 beta 2 bar dot 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 plus alpha n beta n bar. So inner product defined like this. So we have to prove that with this inner product the vector space Fn is inner product space. Now first I am going to prove that first condition, this inner product of U comma V is equal to the bar of inner product of V comma U. So inner product of U comma V is alpha 1 beta 1 bar plus alpha 2 beta 2 bar dot 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 plus alpha n beta n bar. Now calculate VU. First calculate the inner product of V comma U, which is beta 1 alpha 1 bar plus beta 2 alpha 2 bar dot 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 plus beta n alpha n bar. Then take a bar on both side, left hand side as well as right hand side. Then we got beta 1 alpha 1 bar whole bar plus beta 2 alpha 2 bar whole bar dot 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 plus beta n alpha n bar whole bar. So we can separate the bar for each and every element. Also we know that beta 1 bar alpha 1 plus beta 2 bar alpha 2 dot 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 plus beta n bar alpha n, because we know that bar of a bar is nothing but itself. Alpha bar of bar is nothing but itself. Now we can write it as a alpha 1 beta 1 bar plus alpha 2 beta 2 bar dot 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 plus alpha n beta n bar. So these two elements are same. So this is equal to the inner product of u comma v. Therefore this Fn satisfies first condition of inner product space, satisfies 1. Satisfies 1. Now second condition. Second condition, u comma u is equal to 0 is greater than or equal to 0 and u comma u equal to 0 if and only if u equal to 0. This is second condition to become a inner product space. Now u comma u is alpha 1 bar plus alpha 2 bar plus alpha n bar, which is equal to alpha mod of alpha 1 bar square plus mod of alpha 2 bar square dot 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 plus mod of alpha n square. So this is, we know that the mod of any number is greater than or equal to 0. So this is greater than or equal to 0, and when it is equal to 0, so and it is equal to 0 if and only if alpha 1 equal to alpha 2 dot 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 equal to alpha n is equal to 0. If alpha 1 equal to 0, alpha 2 equal to 0, alpha n equal to 0, and this implies u equal to 0. So it satisfied second condition also. Now third condition. Third condition, alpha u plus beta v comma w is equal to alpha times uw plus beta times vw. So first calculate alpha u plus beta v and take the inner product of alpha u plus beta v comma w. For example, alpha u is what? Alpha u is alpha 1 alpha 2 alpha 3 dot 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 alpha n. So what is beta v? Beta v is beta 1 beta 2 dot 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 beta n. What is the addition of these two? Alpha u plus beta v is alpha 1 plus beta 1 and so on, alpha n plus beta n. So what is the inner product of alpha u plus beta v to w? So alpha u plus beta v comma w is alpha 1 plus beta 1 into gamma 1 bar and so on, alpha n plus beta n gamma n bar. So likewise you can calculate these two and compare these two, and if these two equations are same, then we can say that Fn along this inner product defined